Hello everyone, this is Pat with Angel Divination with our daily Oracle card reading and message for Monday, the 27th of August, 2012. Happy Monday everyone. I hope you had a lovely weekend. And of course, Monday is the day for the Mermaids here on the Angel channel. And I also feel guided to call on the Angel Tarot card deck for today. So we may pull one out from there, but the Mermaids that came flipping out for me this morning, the first one that came out was Tranquility, and it says, make time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude, indulging in much-needed self-care. So when I see this on a Monday, Monday's usually a day we go back to work, but it really does indicate that maybe some of you out there had a really busy weekend, and maybe it wasn't, relaxing the way that you had hoped. Maybe there's a lot of stuff that you're coping with, dealing with. So, in that regard, and, maybe one of those days where if you're on the fence about it, and you have this opportunity, you may need to call in to work for a mental health day. There are some places that, offer that as part of their sick days. So it's just indicating that you really need some time to yourself. You really need to give yourself some self-care today through, in this image, the mermaid is taking a little bath. Sea salt baths are very cleansing, soothing to the spirit, but maybe it's going for a massage for yourself, or just allowing yourself quiet time to think, and to honor your own feelings. It might be a time to, just give yourself that rest before moving forward next. So, but it's, as it says, make time to relax and be still. Remember that you're a human being and not a human doing. Okay, so if it was a very busy time for you over the weekend, or if you're really coping and dealing with a lot right now, and many of us are going through a lot of changes. Some of them are pretty significant changes. Then, having this time of tranquility to take care of, yourself is really important for keeping your balance as you move forward in your life, and to be able to continue to cope in a better way, or in the best way that you can with what you have to deal with. One of the Hay House authors, Cheryl Richardson, wrote this book called The Art of Extreme Self-Care. And, when we get into times of crisis, that's really something that we need to do and think about. It's extreme self-care, because we can very easily get into a place where we're not eating properly, or maybe we're not even thinking to eat. It's disrupting our sleep, and the disruption of those things contributes to things being more stressful, because then we get forgetful and things like that. So self-care is what the mermaids are. And, mermaids are about what's underneath the surface. The mermaids, being in the water, they dive deep and bring to our awareness. And it's self-care today is the underlying thing that's needed. Okay, it's the foundation that's keeping the you of you going. So it's important to make it a priority today. The other card that came right out along with it and is right in alignment with it, another self-care card, is self-forgiveness. And it says, let go of old guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child. So, and again, this is self-directed. This isn't about necessarily forgiving somebody else for some way they may have behaved or wronged you. This is about dealing with your own regrets, your own feelings of guilt about what you may or may not have done, for not being able to be there for somebody, for what you felt was maybe making a poor choice. Whatever it is that's coming up for you today, it's they're urging you towards self-forgiveness. We're all doing the best that we can in with the choices that we're given in any moment. And to continue to harbor a great deal of guilt, it starts to attract more punishing experiences to us. So the mermaids, again, they're about diving in underneath to get at the underlying elements in our subconscious, or you know, in our consciousness, period. So, and they're letting you know today that self-forgiveness is both at the heart of it and what's needed, what's called for right now. So, really a self-care day from the mermaids. And, as I said, this is part of creating a foundation for yourself, because the mermaids are about what's underneath the surface. And it's a foundation that's important for you to build right now. What else do we need to know from that? And that self-forgiveness, to engage in that, we do often need that quiet, tranquil time to, maybe, again, sit and think things through, to write about what's, just to let it pour out of us. And going outside and connecting with nature, and the elemental realms, the fairies, the gnomes, the water sprites, is a great, they can help you with dealing with your feelings, okay? So the card that came out from the Angel Tarot deck is Renewal. So, and it's Archangel Jeremiel. So this is a major arcana, and as I understand, the major arcana have to do with, life events, situations, things like that. And it says, review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. So, wow, with the messages that we got over the weekend about, things blossoming, and this being a real turning point for some of us, Archangel Jeremiel is kind of overseeing this process, because we know archangels are the overseers of the guardian angels, the elemental realms that help us. And here he has review and evaluate. And Jeremiel is an angel of mercy. He helps you to look upon yourself and others more mercifully. So he's lending his beautiful, amethyst, purple colored energies today. That's what color his light is. To this process that may come up for you today, the self-forgiveness, the tranquility. It's part of a process that he's guiding you through as you review what's gone on, looking kind of at your life, your choices that you've made, how you've gotten to this point, evaluating it, and healing what needs to be healed so that you can move forward in a new direction. Okay? So, know that you're being looked after and guided with that. And I'll read a little bit from the book for that card, because this deck is pretty new and to me, so I'm not as familiar with it. And it says, the angels sent you this card because you're either near the end of a project or at a crossroads, on the threshold of making an important change. So this card signifies that it's time to review and do some evaluation. Make thoughtful judgments regarding your life, and then make confident choices. Rest easy, knowing that you've prepared well. Legal situations are resolved favorably for you. In addition, academic examinations and certification tests go well. So, it's a very promising message, and it heralds the beginning of a week where it feels like there's just a big new beginning, or significant changes that are taking place that are moving us forward in new directions that it's important for us to go in. So take heart. You are prepared. You are ready. You have the strength. But strength is bolstered and supported with self-care. It's not always about gearing ourselves up to charge through everything. Self-care is an important part of maintaining your strength. Okay? So take that with you into the week. I hope you have a lovely Monday, and the theme, renewal, going into this week. So thank you so much for joining me today for this card reading. And thanks to all the new subscribers to the channel. I'm so delighted to have you. And thanks to all of those who are leaving comments and messages. And, special thoughts and prayers out to our viewer, Vicky Crew Fuller, whose children were in a very, very um, well, tragic kind of accident. They're here, but we'll send thoughts and prayers out her way for her well-being, her children's well-being, and their healing. So take care, everybody. Have a lovely Monday. Many blessings to you, and I will speak with you again very soon.